Welcome back to Arts Weekly. Joining me is Jim Winger, President, and Linda Winger, Treasurer of the Northern Indiana Bluegrass Association. They are here to talk about the 35th Annual Bluegrass Festival coming to Kendallville on Memorial Day weekend. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
It's great to be here today.
So, I would like to know, tell us a little bit about the Northern Indiana Bluegrass Association and your roles in that organization.
Well, the club was formed in 1976, so it's been around for quite a while, and it started holding festivals in 1977. Long story there, but we took over in 1990 and moved the festival to the Kendallville Fairgrounds.
Okay. So why do you think people need to be educated about bluegrass music?
Well, that's you know, we go to Kendallville to the festival, and we'll go to the bank to get change or something, and somebody says, oh, this is the weekend for bluegrass. For some reason, it doesn't strike a chord with people as much if they're not directly involved with it. But bluegrass is really down-home music where it's a family event, where folks get together, play music, and enjoy themselves. Matter of fact, family reunion, we had a couple, 4 or 5 people from South Bend, right?
Yes, they came, they decided to come, and they liked what they saw and heard, and they've been coming ever since the
They have
early
their
90s.
family reunion there
at
the festival, and they also come to the stage, they go to the jams, they enjoy the various things going on. So it's really a family event. And
So
more
much
than,
so that we have had 3 weddings at the festival.
Really?
Yes.
Weddings, my goodness.
Yes.
Well, now, the festival itself, what is, we'll be talking about that in a minute, but what is bluegrass? When you say bluegrass, and we have an audience out there that thinks they might know what bluegrass means, or maybe not, what is bluegrass?
Well, can I give a little history?
Sure.
It was formed back in about 1939 when Bill Monroe coined the word the Bluegrass Boys. He was from Kentucky, and Kentucky, of course, is the bluegrass state, and that's what he named his band. But really, when bluegrass music came into the forte was in 1945 when Flatt & Scruggs joined his band, and that became the classic bluegrass band, if you will. Moving on into the future a little bit, they were on the Grand Ole Opry, the Louisiana Hayride, a whole bunch of shows that were popular at that time. In about the mid-60s, Carlton Haney formed a bluegrass festival, which was supposedly the first festival in the United States, and it's been going on ever since. We, like I said, have had festivals since 1977.
Right, so for 35 years you guys have been doing the Bluegrass Festival. Now there's a little bit more to the Bluegrass Festival other than, of course, the music and the jamming, and we'll be speaking about that. What are some of the educational components of the festival, or some of the scholarship opportunities available through the Bluegrass Festival?
We grant scholarships for young artists, musicians who would like to learn an instrument. Some of them just take weekly lessons. Others will go to a workshop, and we will pay at least part of that for them. We have given some to a couple of different students who are in college studying music.
Oh, okay.
And fiddle or violin. And we also are giving a grant to the local Suzuki Guild for their young students to learn more fiddle style along with their classical style.
Okay. Wonderful. Now, you were nominated by the International Bluegrass Musical Association as what they call the Worldwide Event of the Year for 2008.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure that was exciting for all of you. How has that helped the festival? How has it affected it?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, there were 3 groups nominated, one of them from Japan and 2 from the United States, and we were very privileged to be honored to have that nomination. What it does, it has expanded within the music community our name, if you will, so that bands recognize us, promoters recognize us, and fans recognize us, so that we have people coming to the festival that perhaps never would have come had we not had that nomination.
Now, I know it's the Northern Indiana Bluegrass Association, but you're also known by the NIBGA. And someone has a short story about that.
Well, of course, the BG is bluegrass, and bluegrass is one word. So normally you would not have the G in there. But at the time, there was the Northern Indiana Boating Association.
Oh, okay.
So we had to do something to differentiate. And
so that's why the BGA.
Actually, bluegrass was 2 words at one time, and it has become 1 word now. So there for a long time it was 2 words back in the 20s and 30s.
Now there's more than just bluegrass. There's also newgrass. What is the differentiation between those?
You know, there's all kinds of styles. People, traditional bluegrass people, if you will, say that it has to be played like Bill Monroe played it. Well, that's well and good, but you know, after a while that gets kind of boring. And so there's a number of bands have kind of branched out a little bit, and they play a different style of bluegrass. It's a little more progressive. It's got a little more drive to it. You got to be careful. There's some called jam grass, which basically is, we were in Chicago visiting a friend, and they started out with a song. I recognized the first 4 bars. 15 minutes later, I recognized the last 4 bars. Everything in between was jam. So jam grass, some people consider that bluegrass. I wouldn't. Okay. But newgrass, we have a newgrass band coming, as a matter of fact. The Hillbenders, it tends to be more in the newgrass genre. They won the Rocky Grass event a couple of years ago, and so they're going to be a little different edge to them. Okay, great.
Now, I understand there's quite a lot of what they call jamming in the festival that goes on in the campground. Can you explain what jamming means to our folks at home?
Sure. When bluegrass started, people were from Kentucky and Tennessee and the Appalachian area. They all got together on the weekend and picked on their back porch. Well, then they moved up here to the factories, and people didn't have somebody next door that they could go play music with. So they began to go to the festivals, and gee, I'd like to play music, and they started jamming. Our first acquaintance with this kind of thing was in Ottawa, Ohio, a number of years ago, and it turns out there was an entomologist, a lawyer, a doctor, and we never even knew what they did. All we knew was they played banjo, mandolin, and guitar, and we played with them for 3 or 4 years, you know, once a year, until we found out that, gee, there's more to them than a guitar.
Right. What are the typical bluegrass instruments that are played?
Linda?
Well, the banjo, of course, is the one that really defined bluegrass. Then there's the fiddle, mandolin, guitar, the upright bass, which is what we prefer. And the dobro also is sometimes played. Okay.
The dobro is also known as a resophonic guitar. That's the one that's got the steel, and they play it flat, if you will, instead of it like a guitar.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the bands that are going to be playing that over Memorial Day weekend? I know one is Wayne Taylor and Appaloosa. So what makes them a must-see band?
Wayne is just outstanding. He was the IBMA, International Bluegrass Music Association, showcase band last year in 2009, sorry. And he was in the Navy band called Country Current for a number of years, and they played bluegrass throughout the United States. As a matter of fact, throughout the world. He traveled to, I think, 17 different countries playing bluegrass with the Navy band. Their intent, of course, was to recruit for the Navy, but they played awesome bluegrass, and Wayne is just a wonderful person. He sings good tenor, and we saw him down in Nashville last fall, and I said, you know, we've got to get Wayne up here and play. He's really a top player.
Now, you talked about the Hillbenders. Now, is this a younger bluegrass group as opposed to, let's say, Wayne Trace and Appaloosa? Yeah,
Wayne is not an old man. But
okay.
But the Hillbenders is young. I mean, they're in their 20s and early 30s, and they have gotten together. Like I said, they won Rocky Grass, which is a bluegrass event, but it's a little more on the edge style. They've won a number of other events around the United States. And we're so pleased to have them come up from Missouri and play. I mean, they're a great bunch of guys. They're coming Friday and Saturday, and the nice thing about them coming on Friday is they're going to play at the Villa Sacred Hearts Nursing Home on Friday afternoon. And that's a tradition that we've had, is that we bring a group in that's playing our Thursday, Friday, and they're available Friday afternoon, so we have them play at the nursing home. Get a lot of nice cards from those folks.
And there's another band, Echo Valley.
Echo Valley, Donnie Boyles, yeah.
Now that's a local band, correct?
Yes, Donnie lives he's in Cherubico, and he has been around about as long as we have in the club. Okay. And he has grown, and he plays every spring. They're an excellent band.
Got a great following. Donnie, you know, is a very personable type of person. He sings lead mostly on it, although a couple of other members sing, and he's got a great voice. We had him at our 50th wedding anniversary and played, and that was really neat, you know, to have somebody like that play at a celebration. But Donnie is a good friend, and he is an awesome musician.
Now, you have more than just those 3 bands.
Oh, there's 13.
Okay, so
13 bands, and I can't go through all of them, but the thing that we strive to do is we don't want them all to sound the same, right? We try to schedule an old-timey band, which is the Foggy Hogtown Boys out of Canada are coming. They tend to be old-timey. We have a family band, which has a different sound, if you will, than what a standard bluegrass band. So we have some softer music. We have a group coming out of Tennessee, which is a bunch of kids from college, right? They got together in college and started playing, and they just have a wonderful time on stage. They get the audience involved. So this will be the 2nd year that they've come, right?
Yes.
So we'll have a number of groups, and like I said, the intent is let's don't make it sound all the same. Let's give the audience something a little different between sets. And
you hear them all weekend. It's not just one day.
Thursday night, Friday night, all day Saturday, 12-hour Saturday, and 11-hour Sunday. So there's 31 hours of music from those 13 bands, and I'd like to sit and listen to every hour, but I've got other chores.
I see.
And so does Linda.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for this segment. Thank you so much for coming on. I truly have enjoyed speaking with both of you.
It's been wonderful. Thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you.
I've enjoyed this.
For more information about the Northern Indiana Bluegrass Association and how you can attend the 35th Annual Tri-State Bluegrass Festival, visit bluegrassusa.net or call 260-918-4790. If you didn't catch us on PBS on Sundays, you can check us out on the internet. Arts Weekly can be seen on YouTube and Facebook, and you can follow us on Twitter. As always, Arts Weekly can be seen Tuesday through Thursday on College Access Television. I'm Maggie Hunter. Thanks for tuning in to Arts Weekly. Chuck O'Connor will be back next week with guests Dan O'Connell and Kristen Guthrie from the Fort Wayne Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Louise Teague to talk about the IPFW Riverfest.
What can I do? What can I say to keep you here with me and make you want to stay? I tried my best to let you know. If I knew the answer, I would have told it long ago. But I can't turn the day into night, and I can't take what's wrong and make it right. And if I could, you know, I'd turn back the time, back to the day when you were mine. Everything we've done must be in vain, the love and the hurt, the joy and the pain. I guess that's life, the life we live. It's not what we take, but the love that we give.